Do you know that whenever you are working for a company, there are multiple kinds of data can be available. For example, if I'm just having a sip of coffee, I'm generating a lot of data. I'm one of the customer for this company from whom I just bought this cup of coffee. So let's imagine you're working in a data department of that particular company. Now, your company asked you to generate certain insights using any data visualization tool. That can be Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, Looker, or anything else. However, you must know how to manage this data. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you how to process the data. What are the different layers that you can take the data and can generate insights from it? If this is something interesting to you, please stay tuned with me till the end of this video. So guys, before we start this video, in my last video, I already explained what is a Medallion architecture. And in this video, I'm going to let you know how you can actually create it. Before I start this exercise, there are certain caveats. That means there are certain considerations. First of all, you should have Microsoft Fabric trial or particular license. Also, you should have created one workspace already. If you haven't, and that should be on Microsoft Fabric capacity. Yes, that is already required. You should also have knowledge of SQL or structured query language, as well as PySpark or Python. If you don't know, please do check the link in the description section or look for the videos on our YouTube channel. We have created all the videos. If you haven't subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe now and share these videos with your colleagues and your friends. Once again, this video is not intended to let you know how the PySpark, Python or SQL works, but how you can go step by step and create your own Medallion architecture or different layers in your data warehouse or data lakehouse. So let's start with that. Now on my screen, if you are gonna come on your any of the workspaces backed by Fabric capacity licensing, you can come over here and look for a new item. Over here, you can simply search for Lakehouse. I have over here. I'm gonna click over here. You can give it any name, and that's gonna create a like Lakehouse for you. For example, right now, I'm just going to create a demo one. I don't need to use this Lakehouse schema public preview. Let it go and simply create it. As soon as you're going to create it, you would find there are already certain objects over here. That means on your left-hand side, under the Explorer pane, you would find demo, which is the name of my Lakehouse. There are tables and files. Like I said, Lakehouse is a combination of your data lake as well as your data warehouse. Now, what you can do, you can simply upload the files over here. You can create a new subfolder, give it a name. I'm gonna give it name sales because we are gonna analyze the sales data. Create it, and now you can directly upload the files. For example, I have some files that I'm gonna upload over here. So upload files, click over here. These are the 3 files. I can upload. If you want to overwrite, you can also do that and upload it. There are certain tools as well available if you would like to use it. If you're going to follow this entire DP-700 tutorial, you would get to know a lot more about those ones. Now my files have been uploaded. If you are going to refresh it, you would see those one. So let me refresh it. And now you can see your files are already over here. So this is basically your bronze layer over here. That means your raw data, right? Now we are going to transform this data to silver and silver to gold. I'm going to tell you step by step how we are going to do that. You can also rename it if you would like to rename to something else. There's no problem. I have already written the code. So this code is not by me. For example, it's a Microsoft exercise. I'm over here just to let you know in a very simple language how you can do that. You can find all the links in the description. So please don't forget to check them out. The very first, we are going to transform the bronze data to silver. Like over here, you can see that I rename it to bronze rather than silver, and I'm gonna just show you the code that how I did that. Very first, you're gonna get this. Always remember, guys, whenever you are gonna click over here, you are also gonna find the copy ABFS path, absolute file services path or something. It's regarding blob storage path actually. So it's Azure Databricks or Azure blob file storage path. I always get confused about this, so please don't get confused about this one. But you can also directly use it, or what you can do, just ignore this first part, and over here, what we are doing, we are simply creating a schema for the table. That means if we are going to load all the data, then how we are going to do it? We are going to run a PySpark code and load all the 3 files that we have into one particular table. That's what I'm doing over here. First, creating a schema for the table, import all the files from the branch folder of Lakehouse, which is this folder, and then I'm going to display my 10 records, which you can see over here. Second part is over here when you are going to add certain columns into the data. Now, what I'm trying to do over here, we are trying to create a silver layer. Like I mentioned, silver layer is your curated layer where you add certain columns, you clean the data, you load the data into particular tables over there. That's what I'm trying to do. Once I do that, then I'm also defining the schema for the new layer. You must be surprised that how did I end up into this particular notebook. So over here, if you're gonna come, you would find this option, open new book. You can either open existing notebook or new notebook. Once you click on this new notebook, this is gonna open this cell, welcome to your new notebook, and type here in the cell. For the exam point of view, remember there are multiple options to run the code over here. You can run any of the code, PySpark, Scala, Spark, SparkR, etc. You can also use Python and T-SQL if you would like to, if you are more comfortable with them. You can also connect to the either standard session, new high concurrency session. Please pay attention to these and you can also get more information. If you would like to rename it, like I have renamed it to transform data for silver, that you can do it over here and you can rename it over here. That's how you're going to do it. Now, the rest of the code is pretty simple. You're updating certain records over there. That's all I'm gonna do. Once you do that, you can also refresh these tables over here because this is the silver layer where I'm loading all the data. Once I have refreshed it, you would see certain gold layers as well. First, I just use only one table for the whole silver because I didn't need the multiple tables. I did not need to separate my different dimensions over there or different fact tables. However, gold layer, it has to be very much compatible with your front-end system. For example, in this case, we are considering Power BI, and Power BI really works well with our star schema. And star schema is part of dimensional modeling. If you don't know what is a dimensional modeling or what are the different kinds of modeling, etc., we have already created a dedicated course for you. That is data modeling course. You can check the link in the description section. And guys, if these videos are helping you out, please do subscribe to this channel. Join our channel. Probably you can buy me a cup of coffee every month. That's gonna help me out a lot. So please do that. It's a highly requested part where I can ask you to do something. And this is gonna help us to run this channel and help guys like you. We would be really grateful if you can do that for us. Now, coming back over here. So now my silver layer is ready, and out of silver layer, I have to create a gold layer as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new notebook over here. In your exam, there can be a question that how you are going to stop the session. So if you would like to stop the session, first of all, you are going to check that there is no active session because I already closed it out. After certain time period, there are certain settings, it can automatically stop. However, you have to activate it. You can activate either standard session or high concurrency session. That also depends on your capacities that you have. You can also select the different environments over here. So please go each of these options. There are some AI tools as well. So many other options are over here. Your main exam is not mainly about, your language skills, but it is about that how you use the interface in your day-to-day life. Now, once your silver layer is ready, then you have to first create certain dimensional tables. Dimensional tables are the tables where you have only the information, for example, employee name, address, etc. Fact tables are those where you have the numbers and certain calculations. For example, you are going to create the sales internet tables where you have all the numbers over there, all the different keys. In your fact table, you would have only the foreign keys. In your dimension tables, you are going to have your primary keys. Please do remember this. If you are coming from SQL background, then I'm sure you know about it. Another important part, dimension table can only have one records per line. It cannot have the duplicate records. While your fact table can have multiple records. So please pay attention to that. These are the different transformations. You can go through them. I'm just doing nothing except I'm just running those code lines. And what those are doing, first they're creating the dimension tables. Always when you are going to create any of the data warehouse or any lakehouse solution, first you create the dimensions and then only facts. Why? The reason is simple. In dimension, you create the primary keys, and in fact, you create your foreign keys. That's very important. Again, in this goal also, I didn't do anything. I just simply create a new notebook, and that you can also create it from the same option over here, like I mentioned. For example, this is the new notebook over here. If you're going to come back to your, for example, I'm going to come back to my demo Lakehouse, and then again, you can create a new notebook over here. It's pretty simple, isn't it? So once your goal layer is ready, what you have to do now? Your goal layer is ready, where you have the different dimensions. And in this case, I have created dimension, product dimension, and a date table as well. Date table is always gonna be the one that you're gonna need it. So always create one, and you can use any of the code online also. You are gonna get a lot of code for that. Last part is to create a semantic model, because right now you have just created your bronze, silver, and gold. You haven't done ideally creation of any semantic model for Power BI. How to do that? Let me show you. So this is the one that you're going to create, but let me show you how you're going to create it. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to come this sales one. And if you would like to really run certain SQL code as well, it's pretty simple. You're simply going to click over here, and then you're going to say new SQL query. Once you're going to do that over here, what you can do to explore it, let me just copy some code for you. For example, this one, and you're gonna paste it. That's how you're gonna run your SQL code. It will take some time, and then you're gonna get your result out of it. If you would like to get the top 10 customer or something, that's also pretty cool. You are just gonna get top 10 customer name. Either you can run in the same one, or you can again say, hey, I would like to do new query, run it, and you're going to get results. The best part is you can also open in Excel, but also you can visualize this data over here. So it's going to open a new file, or maybe over here, and then you're going to use it. So let's try over here. To visualize these results, select the text of one, select this, and then you can do that. So probably you have to select this text, and we are going to select this text. Let's see if it can. Maybe it's talking about this, and now it's gonna say, okay, I can do that for you. Isn't it simple? Always pay attention to the details, guys. And here you can visualize it, Power BI, but I'm not gonna do that. It's just query. We are gonna create a semantic model first. So let me get back over here. So I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna select this sales one. Here you would get an option. Let me do this. There's an option, create new semantic model. That's what we are going to do. We are going to come here. We have to select the table. So you need all the tables except this silver layer. We just need the tables from the gold layer, isn't it? And all those are like dim customer underscore gold, and dim date, dim product, and fact sales. Remember the naming convention. Your organization may have the different naming conventions, so you need to follow them strictly. Always pay attention to the design principles as well as the best practices. Now, once you confirm, you have to give it a name as well. You can call it my DP-700 sales semantic model, and then confirm it. Once you confirm, it's going to load these tables, and then you can define the relationship between those tables. That would be a semantic model. Not only that, like I mentioned, nowadays you can do 90% or 95% work inside your browser. You can use your iPad, laptop, Mac operating system, or any other operating system, and you can do most of the things in the browser itself. Now you can see that tables have been loaded. Pay attention to these properties, because certain times Microsoft asks questions in the exams on that. You can also rename these tables if you would like to when you do in Power BI. Now, fact table, always try to keep it in middle. I'll say dim gold, dim date, keep it, and over here. If you need to make a relationship, now you have to make the relationship. So you can simply drag and drop over here. It's going to ask you, hey, what is the relationship, etc. One too many. Table preview is not loaded because you need to refresh it. So I'm gonna keep it as it is. I believe you have already done it. If not, please do that. And always pay attention that there should be one-sided relationship of the dimension multi or many side in the fact over here. Now let's see what we can do. Order date. So we are going to do with order date. It should detect, and here it is. Pay attention, all the single versus multiple filtering or bidirectional filtering and other parts over there. So item ID is over here. All these parts are the modeling part. I'm not covering in this video, but this video is more like that, how you can create your own semantic model by using Medallion architecture methodology, isn't it? So here's this one. Now you can simply save it, and if you want to write certain DAX expressions, you can also do that over here. Isn't it amazing? If you would like to use it, please do use it. But this video is again not for this one. So we are going to go over here, file, and you can save to version history, and you can also create a report. That's it, guys. This is all about how to create your semantic model using Medallion architecture. If you have any question or concern, please do drop the comment in the comment section. Also, once again, I'm asking you to share this video with your friends and colleagues so that they can also take advantage of these videos and they can grow in their career. Guys, keep exploring the world of data, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, take care and keep smiling.